Red circle. Why isn't Tadalafil working for you? You followed the instructions, taken the pill, and waited with anticipation, only to be met with frustration. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Erectile dysfunction, ED, is already a deeply personal and challenging issue, but when a medication like Tadalafil fails to deliver results, it can feel even more discouraging. Many men start to question themselves. Is my case hopeless? Is something wrong with me? Why does this work for others but not for me? Here's the truth. Up to 30% of men who try Tadalafil experience little to no success, not because the medication doesn't work, but because something else is blocking its effects. In this video, we're going to uncover 5 hidden reasons why Tadalafil may not be working for you, and most importantly, what you can do to fix it. By the end of this video, you'll walk away with a clear roadmap to maximize your results, restore confidence, and regain control over your intimate life. Light bulb. Could stress be overriding the effects of Tadalafil? Light bulb. Are you unknowingly making a simple mistake that's reducing its potency? Light bulb is a hidden health condition or medication interaction interfering with its success. Stick with me until the end, because I'm going to break down the science behind these common roadblocks and reveal practical solutions that have helped thousands of men finally experience the full benefits of Tadalafil. Rocket, let's dive in, because the answers you've been searching for might be just a few minutes away. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I encourage you to click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on all our latest content. I'm eager to hear your thoughts on today's topic. If you enjoy the content, please comment 1 below. If it doesn't resonate with you, leave a 0. Your feedback is crucial as it helps me create better videos that align with your interests. Now, let's get started. Some men do not respond to Tadalafil, the hidden struggles behind ED treatment. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Dr. Samira Pozo, a urologist based in Sao Paulo. Every day in my practice, I work with men and women who are battling the frustrating, often heartbreaking effects of sexual health and urinary tract issues. Among the many concerns my male patients bring to me, one of the most emotionally charged is erectile dysfunction, ED, a condition that reaches far beyond the physical, deeply impacting confidence, self-esteem, intimate relationships, and overall quality of life. For many men, erectile dysfunction feels like an invisible weight pressing down on them, a burden they carry in silence, often too ashamed or frustrated to speak about it openly. When they turn to medications like Tadalafil, they do so with a fragile but genuine hope for restoration, hope for a rekindled sense of manhood, for intimacy that feels natural and effortless once again. And for a significant majority, Tadalafil delivers. Indeed, Tadalafil has earned its reputation as one of the most effective treatments for ED, with studies indicating that 75% to 85% of men experience remarkable improvements in their ability to achieve and maintain an erection. For these individuals, the medication can feel like a miracle, a key that unlocks the door to their lost vitality. But what about the men for whom this so-called miracle fails? What happens to those who take Tadalafil, follow all the guidelines, and still find themselves stuck in the same painful cycle of disappointment? That's where the real struggle begins. Up to 30% of men who try Tadalafil experience little to no success, a cruel reality that leaves them confused, demoralized, and even questioning their masculinity. Many wonder, is something wrong with me? Why does this work for others, but not for me? Am I beyond help? Let's dive deeper into this mystery, because there are answers, and more importantly, there are solutions. Understanding how Tadalafil works in the body. To grasp why Tadalafil doesn't work for everyone, it's crucial to first understand how it functions at the most fundamental level. Tadalafil belongs to a class of medications known as PDE5 inhibitors. PDE5, phosphodiesterase type 5, is an enzyme found in the body that breaks down cyclic guanosine monophosphate, CGMP, a chemical responsible for vasodilation, or in simpler terms, the widening and relaxation of blood vessels. By inhibiting PDE5, Tadalafil ensures that higher levels of nitric oxide remain available in the body's cells. Why does this matter? Because nitric oxide is the body's primary vasodilator, the key player in opening up blood vessels, allowing for increased blood flow. And here's the most important piece of the puzzle. Erections are entirely dependent on blood flow. When a man becomes sexually aroused, the nervous system sends signals to produce nitric oxide, which in turn relaxes the smooth muscle lining of the arteries in the penis. This relaxation allows the blood vessels to expand, and as they do, blood floods the erectile tissue, leading to a firm and sustained erection. Tadalafil acts as a powerful enhancer of this process. It doesn't create an erection on its own. Rather, it amplifies the body's natural response to arousal by maintaining nitric oxide levels for an extended period. This ensures that the blood vessels remain relaxed and open, allowing for stronger, longer-lasting erections in men who might otherwise struggle with compromised blood flow. But here's a critical distinction. Backhand index pointing right Tadalafil is not an aphrodisiac. Backhand index pointing right, it does not spark desire out of thin air. Backhand index pointing right, it is not a magic pill that guarantees an erection regardless of mental, emotional, or physical conditions. For Tadalafil to be effective, a mental and physical trigger, some form of sexual or sensual stimulation, must still be present. Without this, the medication simply cannot perform its intended function. This leads us to the crucial question: if Tadalafil is scientifically proven to be effective, why does it fail for some men? In the next section, we'll explore the hidden obstacles that sabotage Tadalafil's effectiveness, from underlying health conditions to psychological barriers and lifestyle factors that unknowingly diminish its potency. Stay with me, because if you or someone you love has struggled with ED despite using Tadalafil, you need to hear this. Understanding these overlooked factors could be the key to reclaiming your confidence, your intimacy, and your sense of self. 5 hidden roadblocks that can block the effects of Tadalafil. Now, let's tackle the heart of the issue. If the science behind Tadalafil is so clear and its effectiveness so well documented, why do up to 30% of men experience little or no improvement? For many men, this lack of results isn't just frustrating, it's deeply demoralizing. They take the pill as directed, they wait with anticipation, and then, nothing happens. Or worse, they experience an initial response, only to have it falter at the worst possible moment. Disappointment sets in. Confidence takes a hit. Doubt creeps in. The truth is, Tadalafil is not failing these men. Something else is interfering with its ability to work. Through years of clinical experience, I've identified 5 common but often overlooked factors that sabotage the effects of Tadalafil. The good news: once these barriers are understood and addressed, many men see a dramatic turnaround in their results. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. 1. Excess adrenaline, the silent erection killer. Think of adrenaline as the body's built-in emergency alarm system. It's the fight-or-flight hormone, designed to keep you alert, reactive, and ready to survive in moments of perceived danger. But here's the problem. Your body does not differentiate between a real life-threatening event and the stress of sexual performance anxiety. If you feel nervous, pressured, or fearful about your ability to perform, adrenaline surges through your system like a tidal wave. This triggers a vasoconstrictive response, meaning your blood vessels tighten instead of expanding. The body, sensing a high-stakes situation, diverts blood away from the penis and instead sends it to the muscles and vital organs needed for survival. Stop sign Tadalafil's job: to expand blood vessels and increase circulation to the penis. Stop sign adrenaline's job: to constrict blood vessels and redirect blood elsewhere. Do you see the conflict? No matter how strong the medication is, if adrenaline is in control, Tadalafil's effects can be completely nullified. This issue is particularly common in younger men under 40, many of whom struggle with performance anxiety, a toxic cycle of self-doubt, fear of failure, and negative expectations that make it nearly impossible to achieve a lasting erection. The solution: heavy checkmark, learn to control stress before intimacy. Mindful breathing, meditation, and progressive relaxation techniques can help lower adrenaline spikes. Heavy checkmark: adopt a no-pressure approach to sex. Engaging in playful, relaxed foreplay without the expectation of intercourse can help ease anxiety. Heavy checkmark: seek professional guidance. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, or sex therapy can be life-changing for men trapped in the performance anxiety cycle. Backhand index pointing right. Bottom line: Tadalafil cannot override a body flooded with adrenaline. If anxiety is in the driver's seat, the medication won't reach its full potential. 2. Excessive alcohol consumption, the hidden saboteur. Many men see alcohol as a liquid confidence booster, a way to loosen up and reduce inhibitions before an intimate encounter. And while a single drink may take the edge off, excessive alcohol consumption is one of the biggest erection killers, even for men who don't normally struggle with ED. Here's why. Police car light: alcohol is a depressant. It slows down the central nervous system, including the neural pathways responsible for arousal and erection control. Police car light: it dampens nitric oxide production. While Tadalafil works to increase nitric oxide and relax blood vessels, alcohol, especially in large quantities, can interrupt this process, leading to weaker, unreliable erections. Police car light: it redirects blood flow. While a small amount of alcohol can cause slight vasodilation, excessive drinking actually diverts blood flow away from the pelvic region, making it significantly harder to achieve an erection. Police car light: it impairs coordination and focus. Even if the body manages to produce an erection, a foggy, sluggish mind can make it difficult to stay engaged and connected in the moment. Think about it. You take your Tadalafil pill, head to a party or dinner date, have one drink, then two, then three. By the time you get home, you're feeling loose, but your brain is fogged, your reflexes are dulled, and your body is struggling to respond. Suddenly, Tadalafil's effects seem non-existent, leaving you confused, embarrassed, or frustrated. The solution. Heavy checkmark: limit alcohol intake to 1 or 2 drinks max if you plan to rely on Tadalafil for an intimate encounter. Heavy checkmark: avoid drinking heavily before taking the medication. Alcohol can suppress Tadalafil's effects for hours. Heavy checkmark: stay hydrated and pace yourself. A glass of water between drinks can help mitigate some of alcohol's negative effects. Backhand index pointing right. Bottom line: excess alcohol doesn't just kill the mood, it can completely negate Tadalafil's ability to work. If you're using this medication, drinking in moderation is crucial. 3. Hidden medication interactions, the silent saboteurs. Most men take Tadalafil with the assumption that once the pill is swallowed, the magic will happen. But what many don't realize is that Tadalafil doesn't work in isolation. It has to be metabolized by the body first. And the liver plays the starring role in this process. Tadalafil is primarily broken down by CYP450 enzymes in the liver, a metabolic pathway that many other medications also rely on. Depending on what other medications you take, your body may process Tadalafil either too quickly, reducing its effect, or too slowly, potentially leading to side effects. Medications that accelerate Tadalafil breakdown. Some drugs cause CYP450 enzymes to work overtime, meaning Tadalafil gets processed too fast, before it even has a chance to do its job. Small blue diamond anticonvulsants, medications like phenytoin, carbamazepine, and phenobarbital, used for seizures and epilepsy, ramp up enzyme activity, making Tadalafil less effective than expected. Small blue diamonds: certain antibiotics, rifampin, used for tuberculosis and bacterial infections, speeds up liver metabolism, flushing Tadalafil out of your system before it can fully activate. Medications that slow down Tadalafil metabolism. On the other hand, some medications inhibit the enzymes responsible for breaking down Tadalafil, causing higher than normal levels of the drug to remain in your system. This can lead to excessive vasodilation, lightheadedness, prolonged erections, priapism, and dangerously low blood pressure. Small blue diamond antifungal medications, drugs like ketoconazole, itraconazole, and fluconazole can block tadalafil's breakdown, making its effects more intense than expected. Small blue diamond HIV and hepatitis C medications. Some antiviral drugs, such as ritonavir, also slow tadalafil metabolism, increasing the risk of side effects. The solution. Heavy checkmark if you're taking medications for seizures, infections, or chronic conditions. Talk to your doctor. Adjusting the tadalafil dosage or switching to another PDE5 inhibitor with a different metabolic pathway may be necessary. Heavy checkmark if you've noticed weaker than expected results or unusual side effects. Consider whether another medication may be interfering with tadalafil's metabolism. Backhand index pointing right bottom line. The way tadalafil works isn't just about how you take it, it's about what else is happening in your body at the same time. 4. The fatty meal effect, when food slows everything down. Now, let's talk about what's on your plate. Imagine this scenario. You're preparing for an intimate evening, so you take your tadalafil pill well in advance. But before the night begins, you sit down for a heavy dinner, steak with buttery mashed potatoes, fried appetizers, creamy pasta, and a decadent chocolate dessert. The problem? That delicious meal could be the very reason tadalafil doesn't work as expected. Here's why. Cut of meat fatty foods slow down digestion. Tadalafil is absorbed into your bloodstream through the digestive system. But when your stomach is working overtime to break down a rich, heavy meal, it delays the medication from taking full effect. Cut of meat blood flow gets redirected. The body prioritizes digestion, meaning more blood is sent to the stomach and intestines, rather than the pelvic region where it's needed for an erection. Cut of meat some foods impair absorption. Studies suggest that very high-fat meals can decrease the body's ability to absorb PDE5 inhibitors efficiently, making tadalafil's effects less predictable. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. The solution. Heavy checkmark take tadalafil on an empty stomach or after a light meal. This ensures that it enters your bloodstream as quickly and efficiently as possible. Heavy checkmark if you've had a large meal. Wait at least 2 to 3 hours before taking the medication. Let your body digest first, so tadalafil isn't delayed. Heavy checkmark avoid meals high in saturated fat before intimacy. Lighter, protein-rich meals with vegetables will allow for better absorption. Backhand index pointing right bottom line. If you take tadalafil and eat a greasy, heavy meal, you're literally slowing down its absorption and effectiveness. 5. The missing spark, lack of sexual stimulation. Perhaps the most overlooked factor of all, tadalafil does not create arousal, it only enhances it. Unlike injectable treatments that force an erection, PDE5 inhibitors like tadalafil require some form of mental or physical stimulation to work. Simply put, you must be aroused. Many men mistakenly assume that because they took a pill, an erection should just happen. But without sexual cues, foreplay, or mental engagement, the medication has nothing to amplify. The solution. Heavy checkmark engage in foreplay. Physical closeness, intimate touch, and mental arousal all help trigger natural nitric oxide production, which tadalafil then enhances. Heavy checkmark build anticipation. Sometimes, the mental aspect of attraction and excitement is just as important as the physical. If you're feeling disconnected, try rekindling emotional intimacy before expecting a physical response. Heavy checkmark don't rely solely on the pill. Tadalafil is a tool, not a guarantee. If stress, relationship issues, or emotional disconnects are present, addressing those first will yield better results. Backhand index pointing right bottom line. Tadalafil isn't a magic pill. It requires arousal and stimulation to activate its full potential. Final thoughts. Maximize your results with tadalafil. Erectile dysfunction can be frustrating, disheartening, and even embarrassing. But before assuming tadalafil doesn't work for you, consider whether any of these 5 hidden obstacles are standing in the way. White heavy checkmark excess adrenaline, anxiety and performance stress can override the medication's effects. White heavy checkmark excessive alcohol, Drinking too much before intimacy can completely block tadalafil's benefits. White heavy checkmark medication interactions. Some drugs speed up or slow down tadalafil metabolism, affecting its effectiveness. White heavy checkmark heavy, fatty meals. A rich meal can delay absorption and redirect blood flow away from the pelvic region. White heavy checkmark lack of sexual stimulation. Tadalafil enhances arousal but doesn't create it. You still need foreplay and mental engagement. If you've struggled with disappointing results, addressing these factors could be the key to unlocking a better, more satisfying experience. You deserve confidence, pleasure, and fulfillment, and with the right approach, you can achieve it. Would you like me to expand further on natural ways to enhance tadalafil's effectiveness or alternative solutions for ED? Smiling face with smiling eyes. Why tadalafil differs from other erectile dysfunction treatments. It's important to note that not all erectile dysfunction, ED, treatments rely on sexual stimulation. For example, intracavernosal injections such as trimix or bimix force an erection by directly dilating penile blood vessels, without requiring mental arousal or stimulation. Tadalafil, however, works differently. It enhances the body's natural erectile function rather than artificially inducing an erection. If you are looking for a medication that instantly triggers an erection without any involvement on your part, PDE5 inhibitors like tadalafil may not be the right option. However, for many men, this is actually an advantage. Tadalafil's more natural approach allows intimacy to feel spontaneous rather than medically induced. The key is understanding that mental and emotional engagement is crucial for success with this medication. Additional factors that influence erectile dysfunction treatment success. Several other factors can significantly affect the effectiveness of tadalafil and other ED treatments. 1. Hormonal health. If your testosterone levels are too low, the effectiveness of PDE5 inhibitors, including tadalafil, may be reduced. Low testosterone can lower libido, making it difficult for the brain to trigger sexual arousal. In such cases, addressing hormonal imbalances, such as through testosterone replacement therapy, TRT, may restore the necessary synergy between the brain and body, allowing tadalafil to work optimally. 2. Cardiovascular health and blood flow issues. Men with advanced atherosclerosis or severe vascular disease may experience only moderate benefits from tadalafil. If your arteries are damaged or restricted, even a powerful vasodilator like tadalafil may struggle to deliver enough blood to the penis. Common conditions that impair blood flow include smoking, which damages blood vessels, uncontrolled diabetes, which leads to vascular complications, long-term hypertension, which can stiffen arteries and reduce circulation. Solution: improving overall cardiovascular health by quitting smoking, managing blood sugar levels, and controlling blood pressure can significantly enhance the effectiveness of tadalafil and other ED medications. 3. Psychological and relationship factors. ED is not always a purely physical issue. Mental health and relationship dynamics play a significant role in sexual function. If you struggle with depression, anxiety, or unresolved relationship conflicts, PDE5 inhibitors like tadalafil may only treat the biological aspect of the issue, leaving the psychological barriers unaddressed. A fulfilling sex life requires emotional connection and clear communication with your partner. If stress, guilt, or emotional distance is contributing to your ED, working with a mental health professional or couples therapist may help. Putting it all together, how to maximize tadalafil's effectiveness. If you want to get the best possible results from tadalafil, consider these essential steps. Heavy checkmark: manage stress and adrenaline levels. Techniques like meditation, deep breathing, and therapy for performance anxiety can help keep your nervous system calm and allow tadalafil to work properly. Heavy checkmark: limit alcohol intake. If you typically consume more than 2 or 3 drinks before intimacy, you may be reducing the medication's effectiveness. Heavy checkmark: check your other medications. If you take anticonvulsants, antibiotics, or antifungals, discuss potential interactions with your doctor. Adjusting your medication or Tadalafil dosage may improve results. Heavy check mark. Be mindful of your diet. Large, fatty meals can delay absorption, so take Tadalafil on an empty stomach or after a light meal for optimal effectiveness. Heavy check mark. Ensure sexual stimulation. Tadalafil does not create an erection on its own. It requires physical and mental arousal. Engage in foreplay, affectionate touch, or an intimate atmosphere to initiate the natural process. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 3 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. If you followed these guidelines and still experience minimal improvement, it may be time to consult your doctor about a higher dose of Tadalafil, a different PDE5 inhibitor, alternative treatments such as vacuum erection devices, therapy, or intracavernosal injections. Real-life patient cases. Understanding Tadalafil's effects. For many men, erectile dysfunction is more than just a physical condition. It's an emotional struggle that can shake confidence, strain relationships, and lead to deep frustration. When Tadalafil doesn't work as expected, it can feel like yet another failure, leaving men wondering if something is fundamentally wrong with them. But often, the issue isn't the medication itself. Something else is standing in the way. Let's explore 3 real-life cases that illustrate why Tadalafil sometimes falls short, and how the right adjustments can lead to life-changing improvements. Case 1. The anxious young professional. Adult patient, 32-year-old man, no significant health problems. Crossmark complaint. Tadalafil had zero effect on his erections. Magnifying glass tilted right. Underlying issue. Severe performance anxiety. At just 32 years old, this patient was physically healthy but had been struggling with mild erectile dysfunction. Desperate for a solution, he turned to Tadalafil, expecting a quick fix. But after taking the medication, nothing changed. Each time he attempted intimacy, a wave of self-doubt and pressure consumed him. He wasn't just nervous, he was obsessively overthinking the entire process. Would the medication work? What if he failed? What if his partner noticed? These thoughts created a vicious cycle. Anxiety skyrocketed before intimacy. Adrenaline surged through his system, triggering the fight-or-flight response. His body redirected blood flow away from the penis to more important survival functions. Tadalafil's vasodilating effects were completely neutralized. He wasn't broken, his own mind was working against him. Solution. Heavy check mark. He practiced stress reduction techniques. Deep breathing, mindfulness, and cognitive reframing helped ease his anxiety. Heavy check mark. He engaged in light physical activity before dates. A brisk walk or short workout helped burn off nervous energy. Heavy check mark. He changed his mindset about intimacy. By removing pressure and focusing on enjoyment rather than performance, he let go of the fear of failure. Outcome. Lightbulb. Once his stress levels decreased, Tadalafil finally worked as expected. Not only did his erections improve, but he also felt more confident and relaxed in the bedroom. Backhand index pointing right. Lesson learned. Tadalafil can't override the effects of adrenaline. If your mind is in survival mode, your body will shut down arousal, no matter how powerful the medication is. Case 2. The heavy drinker. Tumbler glass patient, 45-year-old man, socially active, no major health conditions. Crossmark complaint. Tadalafil wasn't working. Magnifying glass tilted right. Underlying issue. Excessive alcohol consumption before intimacy. This patient was a social drinker who often had 5 to 6 drinks before intimacy. He assumed alcohol would help him loosen up and get in the mood. But every time he took Tadalafil, it failed to produce the desired effect. When we examined his lifestyle, the issue became obvious. Alcohol is a depressant. It dampens the nervous system, slows down reflexes, and disrupts nitric oxide production. Red triangle pointed down. Tadalafil's job. Increase blood flow to the penis. Red triangle pointed down. Alcohol's effect. Decrease brain activity, impair nerve signals, and weaken blood circulation. The two were working against each other. Solution. Heavy checkmark, he cut back to just one drink before intimacy. Heavy checkmark, he stayed hydrated to minimize alcohol's negative effects. Heavy checkmark, he avoided binge drinking altogether on nights he planned to take Tadalafil. Outcome. Light bulb, the results were immediate. With alcohol intake reduced, his erections became firmer and more reliable, a massive confidence boost for him and a welcome change for his partner. Backhand index pointing right, lesson learned. Excess alcohol can completely block Tadalafil's effects. If you rely on both, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Case 3. The man with hidden medication interactions. Pill patient, 52-year-old man with diabetes. Crossmark complaint. Tadalafil's effects were weak and inconsistent. Magnifying glass tilted right, underlying issue. Medication interactions reducing Tadalafil's effectiveness. This patient had been living with type 2 diabetes and was managing it with medication. His doctor prescribed Tadalafil to help with erectile dysfunction, but he never experienced the full benefits. His erections were still weak and unreliable. At first, he assumed the issue was diabetes itself. After all, diabetes can affect circulation and nerve sensitivity. But when we closely examined his medication list, we found something that had gone unnoticed. He was taking rifampin, an antibiotic known to speed up liver metabolism. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 4 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Stop sign the problem. Rifampin causes the liver to break down Tadalafil too quickly, reducing its potency before it can take full effect. Solution. Heavy checkmark, his doctor switched him to a different antibiotic that wouldn't interfere with Tadalafil's metabolism. Heavy checkmark, he remained consistent with his diabetes management to keep circulation healthy. Heavy checkmark, he adjusted his Tadalafil timing to ensure better absorption. Outcome. Light bulb, with this simple medication change, his erections became significantly stronger and more reliable. He finally experienced the full benefits of Tadalafil that he had been missing for months. Backhand index pointing right, lesson learned. Certain medications can neutralize or amplify the effects of Tadalafil. If you're not getting the results you expect, checking for drug interactions is essential. Key takeaways: why Tadalafil doesn't work for some men, and how to fix it. If you've ever felt like Tadalafil isn't working, don't assume you're out of options. There may be an underlying reason blocking its effects. Light bulb, if you have performance anxiety, work on stress reduction. Adrenaline can overpower even the strongest ED medication. Light bulb, if you drink heavily before intimacy, cut back. Alcohol and Tadalafil don't mix. Light bulb, if you take other medications, check for interactions. Some drugs speed up or slow down Tadalafil's metabolism, reducing its impact. The good news: most of these issues can be fixed. With a few adjustments, many men go from disappointment to success. If you've been struggling with Tadalafil, which of these cases sounds most like your experience? Let me know in the comments, and let's discuss how to find a solution that works for you. So, now that we've uncovered the hidden reasons why Tadalafil may not be working for some men, what was your biggest takeaway? Did you realize that stress and adrenaline could be blocking the medication's effects? Or maybe you didn't know that alcohol, heavy meals, or certain medications could be interfering with its success. I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share one thing you've learned today that you'll start applying in your own life. Your experience might help someone else who's going through the same struggles. And remember, erectile dysfunction is a complex issue, but it's not a life sentence. With the right adjustments, awareness, and strategies, you can take back control of your confidence and intimacy. Lightbulb, if you found this video helpful, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Bell turn on notifications so you never miss another life-changing video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Rocket flexed biceps.